So they gave Ludmilla her rankings for the Prydwen tier list, right? Let's take a look at it and see what they're saying. I did just wake up, so sorry if I do sound a bit tired, but we're gonna see what's going on. So all my fellas, they wanna copyright my video. All my fellas, they wanna copyright my video. All my fellas, why do they wanna copyright my video? So y'all get an acapella, I don't care, bro. I need to make the bread so I can pay this damn rent. I'm trying to tell you people, I'm trying to, all my fellas. Hey, acapella style, don't copyright me again. We're just gonna, okay, I guess I like how they changed this. I think they still made a mistake here though. This is supposed to be 10%, y'all. This is not supposed to be 3%. Prydwen, I don't even know if Prydwen watching me, but someone tell Prydwen this is supposed to be 10%, not 3%. We're gonna go to the pros and cons before we come out to all of that. Okay, so there are the rankings right there. SS, triple S, SS, and C. In PvP, C is actually valid. I don't know why you're gonna use her in PvP, right? If Modernia wasn't good, then like, no, I don't want to say Modernia is not good in PvP, but if Modernia wasn't that crazy in PvP, what makes you think Ludmilla is gonna be that crazy in PvP, right? So I haven't done a PvP showcase. Somebody did ask me to do one in my Discord. So I might do one, I'm not sure. There's so many videos I still have to do about Ludmilla because so many people have these ideas that I've yet to do yet. So I want to try them out. But let's take a look at there's only 2 cons and then a lot of pros. So this is good. Very high single target DPS, great for bosses. Yep, that's true. Reload buff and self ammo reload skill, the 2 best things an MG weapon type in Nikke can dream of. Okay, it inflicts damage taken debuff, one of the best debuffs on an enemy, which allows herself and her team to do more damage. Yep, works well even at lower investments. And that's, I actually said that, right? I was saying how, in my opinion, if I had to pick between, I guess technically I would probably still pick it. Okay, it depends on the situation, I want to say. Because I was about to just say, if I had to pick between her and Summer Niece, right? I was gonna pick her, but then I realized Summer Niece, even if Summer Niece needs investment to start doing stuff by herself, Privy's still a free unit at the end of the day, so probably not. But I do think this character is good at the end of the day because she doesn't need, like nobody else, she doesn't need fully investments to do damage, right? I like characters like that because I don't know how everybody else thinks and what everybody else's mindset is, but whenever it comes to this game, my mindset is always going to be on the average build. I'm not gonna consider, like, it's not that I'm not gonna consider it, but I'm not gonna only think of the whale build and then base her off of the whale build, and I'm not gonna only talk about like no builds and only rate her off no builds. I'm gonna do what the average player has her, and the average player is going to have her max level 5 stats or level 5 skills, and then probably overload gear, maybe not, just level 5 gear. Like, so if she's good at that level with like just level 5 skills, whatever the cube is, and then just the gear, if she's doing numbers at that level, then I will consider her a good DPS, because again, that's what the average player is building their, you know, units at, right? It's a bit weird for me to build her fully invested and all that stuff and then only say she's good because of that when the average player is not even going to see that, you know what I mean? And so let's see what else though. Works, okay, I just read that. Highly flexible unit that can fit in multiple team compositions, realistically any team. Mommy and Lud, the perfect combo. Okay, well that's just the extra con or extra pro, but yeah, it is true though. I do think she can fit on any combo. I did actually say if you're gonna run a burst 1, 2, and then 3 burst 3 unit comp, she's probably gonna be one of the burst 3 units, especially if you use Modernia, because then Modernia no longer has to use her burst skill. You could probably slap her on the team with Red Hood and then Litter, and then like probably Mask or whoever you want your burst dude to be, right? So there's that. And then cons, offers no AoE damage, so using her in a campaign as the main burst 3 can prove to be hard, and then below average in PvP. Is that why they put her in? Okay, so that's why they gave her SS and boss ads, right? Because I know even in bosses, like bosses that have like mobs and stuff like that, it's still, what's it called, they still have the core, so I'm not sure. But then late and early story, I guess they just put her S because of the AoE damage, not having the AoE damage. I can't really test because I'm done my story, but I mean, I could try in hard campaign. Does enemies have cores? Because in my mindset is, if the enemies still have cores, even if she doesn't have like an AoE type thing, like an AoE type damage, I think she still is good, right? S is fine for early and late story. I do think I wouldn't give her SS or triple S, obviously, but maybe I could give her SS, but I would probably, I'm fine with these rankings here. Maybe in boss ads, I guess, again, if we're considering like the mobs, and yeah, these are like fine rankings, right? PvP is just the most accurate thing here, and she can do damage in PvP. I mean, she just, yeah, it's just no point. There's just no point in using her in PvP. So yeah, I don't disagree with these rankings at all. I mean, I never really disagree with Prydwen's ranking, so there's that, right? It seems like, I don't know how I would rank this, because there's a triple, like overall, right? Because there's a triple S, a double S, SS, and C. I don't know what the average would be there. It would definitely not be the highest, where in their case triple S is the highest tier. And if we're going to the community tier list, right, I always like to compare it to a community tier list, because one, that's the tier list that the community takes part in, right? I don't know how many people actually consider these rankings or decide what rankings these are, but for example, the community tier list, over 10,000 people, as you guys see here, like put in their opinions to where the character goes. So I always like to compare it to the community type tier list, just because there's so many people whose opinion goes into that. But there is I mean, it's not wrong tiers, right? I'm not looking at this and saying this is incorrect. I think these are right tiers. In terms of the review, let me see some of their team comps that they recommend. Actually, that's what I want to see. Yeah, so this is like the main team: the bunny girls, Litter, her, and then Noir. Well, Noir is with the bunny girls, so bunny girls, her, and then Noir, Litter, and then this flex is either gonna be Modernia, or you're gonna have Red Hood here and then switch, you know, Noir to the third slot if you're playing on auto, right? This team as well, this is a crit damage team: burst 1, burst 1, burst 2, burst 3, and burst 3. Yep. And then team 3 as well, what's it called, I guess this is just max damage buff, right? But Privity, okay. And then yeah, team 4, Mary, Maxwell, flex unit thing. There's another team that I actually think is gonna be good, and I want to try it out. That's why I've been waiting, right? There's a team that I've been wanting to try out for a minute, because this character is actually a relevant character today since what's going on with the current event. So I want to try that video out, get it out for you guys later on today, and you guys will see. But I have another team for this character that I think could be very good, because there is an issue with Ludmilla for me personally, and it is if you don't have the max ammo capacity, which I know they don't really, like, I don't think they really talk about it here, right? But for me, I realize that if you don't have like max ammo capacity, right? Let's say I have 300 bullets. When I'm using her with the schoolgirls, for example, she tends to always be reloading during a full burst. And like, because you probably won't have her burst skill up, right? I don't know, because you don't have her burst skill up, it's like she's taking long to reload. So let's say they use the burst skill. By the time you get to her burst skill, she will use her burst skill, but she's already reloading by then. It always happens when I'm using her with the schoolgirls, and other people said it happens for them too, so I'm not sure. But you definitely need to have max ammo capacity on this character, so you don't have to really encounter that much when running her with the schoolgirls, right? At least that's what I noticed. But overall, I mean, W rankings are always, right, not incorrect. I like their team comps here as well. I kind of wish they, you know, kind of changed up the team comps more, because like a lot of these team comps here, like this is probably her best team right here, right? It doesn't matter who your flex burst 3 is, if it's Scarlet, if it's Modernia, if it's Red Hood, it doesn't matter, right? Whoever your flex, the only person that should go here in the actual third burst 3 slot is Modernia. right? Because you don't want to use her burst skill. But if you're using Red Hood, you would put Blanc here or Noir here, and then Red Hood would come before her. You would put Scarlet here, and then like, you know, you want to use Ludmilla and the other burst 3's DPS or burst skill over Noir's unless it's Modernia. So I mean, their teams are not bad as well. I just wish they showed more because a lot of these teams have Maxwell on them as well. I don't know if these are just based on the best. Oh, powerful. So we paired up with other strong units. Yeah, so never mind then. It's only based on like her with strong units, right? So yeah, but yeah, I mean, overall, very good. I would say my final conclusion is what I've been saying the whole time. I would say she is a triple S character overall if you're fighting enemies with core. If you're not fighting an enemy with core, she's a S tier unit, or not triple S. I don't do that. I say double S, right? All right. On the community tier list, our highest is a double S, right? If you're fighting an enemy with a core, she's a double S unit. If you're not fighting an enemy with a core, she's an S tier unit. That's how I always see it, and that's what the majority of the community actually sees, right? So yeah, you guys let me know what you think. Right, this is actually the first time in a while that they had like barely any cons, right? And yeah, I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. It's your boy Zxous. I'm out. Peace.